Hey everyone, welcome back. Otis Toussaint here with Lee TV. Today I've got a wonderful guest, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Oxner, and we're going to talk about regarding financial readiness. So I hope that you enjoy today's discussion, and it's going to be a good one. So regarding readiness. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Lieutenant Colonel Jason Oxner. What's going on, sir?
Hey, man, I appreciate it. How you doing?
Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Lieutenant Colonel Jason Oxner. Oh, it looks like we got a little bit of a feedback thing going on. Do you have any headphones you want to throw on real fast?
I had to go get some.
No, it's all right. Let me fix it. Hey, I got you. I'll go back on the solo screen while you take care of that, sir.
All right, we go get them right quick.
There we go. That's all right. Let me fix it. Hey, I got you. I'll go back on the solo screen while you take care of that, sir. Ooh, boy. So it looks like we got a little bit of audio technical difficulties.
Hey, I got you. I'll go back on the solo screen while you take care of that, sir.
Ooh, boy. So it looks like we got a little bit of it. All right, so his mic is mute. So in the meantime, in between time, so what are we doing today? We're talking about financial literacy and a few things that come with it. Colonel Jason Oxner, he's reached out to me a couple of weeks ago in regards to, hey, I'd like to talk about financial literacy and all the things that encompasses it. We're going to be talking about several topics today. So the topics that we're going to be covering today, and I'm going to show it to you. The first one is in regards to savings account versus investing. I'm sure that many of us, you could be either military or not military. Many of us may have had some times where we didn't really practice diligently our financial discipline, I would say. Sometimes some of us may spend more than we actually earn. Sometimes some of us may not be living our wage or acting our wage. And he's going to break down with us about regarding to savings account and your investing. The second thing, depreciating assets. I knew he brought up this topic regarding depreciating assets. So I remember he brought up an example when we were talking in preparation for today's discussion regarding a car, or from the time that you pull off that car from that parking lot, it depreciates in assets that fast. So he's going to come and try to bring some of his expertise and advice regarding that as well. Another thing that we're going to talk about today is appreciable assets. So you've got depreciating assets, so assets that lose monetary value, financial value. Then you've got appreciable assets, assets that gain value over time. So looking forward to the discussion today regarding all of these various topics that Colonel Oxner, is going to be discussing with me regarding today. From reading from his bio and the information that I got on him, Colonel Oxner really took his time as far as, let me pull it up real fast. Jason Oxner, they call him Ox, is what he told me. He is, I believe, an alum of South Carolina State University. And the things that he, I guess, learned in his time as a military officer through his many years or whatever, he's, experienced a lot of good things. Wait, hold on. Is he back? Are you back, sir?
Yeah, I'm back.
Years or whatever.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There's a lot of but there's still a feedback. I'm wondering what's going on. Are you back, sir?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me? I hear you fine.
I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out.
Are you back, sir?
Yeah, I'm back.
Hold on.
Can you hear me? I hear you fine.
Hold on. Let's figure it out.
Are you back, sir?
Yeah, I'm back.
Can you hear me? I hear you fine.
Hold on.
Let's figure it out. Are you back, sir? Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me? I hear you fine.
Like a crazy echo. So how about this? Let's jump out of the broadcast room and let's come back in. Okay?
All right.
Like a crazy echo. So leave studio. So how about this? All right. So I'm back. We have technical difficulties sometimes, and these things do happen, but we're going to make it through it. And it works now. We have technical difficulties sometimes, and these things do happen, but we're going to make it through it. And it works now. We have technical difficulties sometimes, and these things do happen, but we're going to make it through it. And it works now. We have technical. Do you have YouTube open right now? These things do happen, but we're going to make it through. Go ahead and close that YouTube. It works now. We have technical.
Did I do it? My bad. I had a YouTube over.
I was wondering, why is it I keep hearing my voice over and over and over again? It made no sense.
All right, my bad.
It's okay, sir. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We persevere. We persevere through these hard times, and we made it. We made it, right? I know you sweating. You sweating. We persevere and go through all these things. So, sir,
yeah, it's all good. My bad.
It's all good. It's all right. We got it. We got it. We're good. My lighting is good. The video is good, and the audio is good now. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's make it happen.
That's sir, a 4K camera you got. That thing nice. It's clear.
It is. This is it's like a little DSLR camera I have with an HDMI hookup, so it's always professional and clear. But before we kind of I guess go into the meat and potatoes of our discussion today, sir, tell us, who are you? Break down who you are, your background, and all those things. I'll give you the screen.
Jason Oxner from Prosperity, South Carolina. Population probably 1,100 people. The youngest of 3 kids, Doris and George Oxner. Graduated Mid Carolina High School in 1998. Went to the reserves 1998. Graduated South Carolina State 2003. Branch Detail Infantry Quartermaster, and I've been active duty since 2004. I got out in 2011, got back in 2013, and here I am.
Okay. So that's a little bit of your background, Southern background initially, an infantry officer. What inspired you to want to now talk about finance and get into the financial world? What inspired you to get into that?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a kind of sort of religious. I grew up in a religious background, but the more you give out, the more you receive in God's favor. So when, like me, I never had a real mentor as a second lieutenant and a private specialist. I never had a real mentor. And I just, like I said, I was going day by day figuring out for myself. And when it comes to finances, I like to share my heartburn, heartache, elbow getting scuffed up, knees getting scuffed up to younger people. And even older people who can pass it on to their kids to not make the same mistakes. So it's like you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, especially military folks I'm talking to about finances, and expect a different result, So that's what I'm just trying to get ahead of. I really, and like the most enthusiastic, the zealous people I meet are the young guys, these E5s and these lieutenants. These guys, they take what I'm giving and eat it up. And that's kind of who I cater to. Guys my age, I hate to say it, the ship has passed, for you, but it is what it is. But I want to reach these young guys, because like as a young E5, right, I talk to him at least once or twice a week. This guy's going to be a millionaire because he already got his mindset at what to do and what right look like, when it comes to finances.
Okay, so I'm going to assume, and maybe I'm wrong, you experienced the wrong side, because obviously you know of what right looks like, but I'm going to assume you've experienced what the wrong looks like as well.
Yeah, I see the guy on Twitter said the other day, the best teacher of especially stocks in the stock market is losing money. You're not gonna like if you in the market right now today, you're not learning anything. You celebrate, you popping champagne. I was there in 2009 in the crash. I was there in 2018 with the correction they call it, and I was there February 27th of this year, and we got scuffed up.
Mm-hmm.
But we know how to adjust now and how to get in the right investments and tailor your portfolio for you and your lifestyle and your goals and what you're trying to do.
What should a young soldier or person? I mean, it does. This information that you're giving to us is not just applicable to soldiers, but civilians can benefit from it as well. But what should a young person with some, brand new into the career field, what things should they be thinking about or investing about right now? What are those suggested ideas?
So the first thing you need to do as a young soldier, young person, period, is understand compound interest. We all pay it. If you got a mortgage, you pay it. You making somebody compound interest, and especially with a car, you making somebody compound interest. Now,
what does that mean? What's compound interest? I'm confused.
So compound interest is this: if I put $200 away a month at the age of 25, and let's say we get on the liberal end 5% return on market, by the time you turn 60, you'll have well over 7 figures. But you have to start early. Like I said, 25. We start at 25. So if you start at 45, that's fine and good. But your ultimate nest egg is not going to be nowhere as near as big as a guy that started at 25 with $200. And you can even go up to $1,200 at the age of 45. You'll never catch up. The ultimate variable is time, and young people have the time on their side. So that's why we got to get the word out to these young soldiers, because soldiers have supposedly more disposable income, which is, I think, is a oxymoron to say the least.
Why do you think it's an oxymoron?
Disposable money? You throwing away money? Because disposable means like if you got disposable paper plates, right?
Mm-hmm.
You use them in what? You throw them away. So you got money you can throw away. You throwing away money, disposable income. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So we got to break down, and we have to go back to Webster's when it comes to some of this stuff. So you have to be knowledgeable of compound interest. Or am I giving it? If you got a mortgage, you giving it to somebody. You signing up for 360 months of say 2.75% over 360 months. Same thing with a car. Now with the cars, they going up to 84 months out here. So this is the thing. Like, we paying these folks. Well, let's do this for ourselves. And it's not very hard. It's not very hard to get into the investing game and be knowledgeable to grow wealth for you and your family.
Got you. I hear you loud and clear. So we've got a few folks already sending in comments and questions already. So let me go ahead and post a question that's already been sent our way, and then we will go into the three main topics. As I said earlier in the beginning of this podcast, it's going to be a short podcast today. Yeah. It's kind of quick and dirty. Here's the information. Take it if you want it, learn from it. So the first question that I see on here is coming from Mr. Lawrence Gaillard.
I know.
Said, you know Lawrence?
Yeah. Yeah, I know Lawrence. I know G.
That's good. The question is, how you came with the financial strategy?
So everybody's strategy is different. We have to, and I'm not trying to draw this out. We got to stop looking at money as money. So the first time you introduce the money is your mother gave you some money to go get some ice cream or some candy. You know what I'm saying? And guess what the candy or the ice cream gave you? It gave you gratification, instant gratification when it hit your tongue and you tasted it. So this is how we relate money to gratification and making you feel good. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to take that connotation with money away and make money and look at money just like you look at this pen or hammer or screwdriver as a tool to fix something. So when you look at the amount, when you come up with your strategy, you have to look at what's your ultimate goal. And the goal, your age, your children, and the ultimate all-time goal. And don't sell yourself short when it comes to goal. Don't say, I just want $1,000. I'm just being facetious. At the time I retire. So your strategy has to fit that goal. And then on the other side of it, how you stop looking at money like something to give you gratification. We look at it as a tool, as capital. How much capital can I be disciplined enough to contribute every whatever time you want to contribute? Maybe every week, every month, every year, whatever. So that's a couple factors you have to come up for yourself and answer for yourself before you have a strategy. And also, how often can you manipulate your trades or move your portfolio around? Do you have time to do that? Between the hours of 9:30 and 4 o'clock during the day, during the week. So all that plays into the strategy. But we can help each other do this, and I help people do that, get their strategy together all the time, and kind of point them in the right direction, and just keep it real when they come to say, "Hey, should I put $1,000 in Caribbean?" Hey, man, whatever fits. It might not be a good move right now, but hey, if that works for you, it works for me.
So everyone has a different goal. Everyone has a different strategy in doing it, but ultimately, you've got to achieve your goal or your long-term goal by whatever means that you're trying. And the ultimate factor is always time. Time is what is a thing that's not really available to everyone.
Yeah.
To factor in also the amount of money that you may have in investing as well. So I understand. I'm tracking what you're saying. So let's go ahead and jump into the 3 topics, and just give us a briefing really on what these mean and what are they all about. So the first one I'd like to go into is savings account versus investing. So I know that if I leave money in my savings account at what is it, an annual 2.2% return in my fees or whatever it is, if I'm lucky enough, I achieve my goal. I just left that money in there. I don't want to touch it. Versus, hey, I want to invest in, say, stocks, bonds, TSP, et cetera. Is that essentially what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, and it just I kind of bring a perspective that nobody really talks about when it comes to these two things. When it comes to savings account, let's talk about the pros. The number one pro, I think, is liquidity. Being able to liquidate and get your hands on physical cash just like that. And that you can't beat that with a savings account. The only thing you gotta do with a savings account, only thing you have to do is hit transfer and go to your checking, and it's on the card. Bam, you got your money. So that liquidity is good. And when it comes to investing, you have to have a broker that has liquidity that's you can digest, if that makes sense. If you're dealing with a broker like TD Ameritrade that has slow liquidity, say you want to cash out your stocks, have heard, and I know somebody personally, it took upwards of 10 days to get their money back to the checking account. So you have to take that into account. You can have an emergency fund that's invested in stocks. You have to find a brokerage account that has liquidity where you can get it back within 72 hours. If you got an emergency and you need the money, 72 hours, 72 hours, like, I don't know, why would you need the money faster than 72 hours? I don't know, like, you got somebody hold for ransom? I don't know. So I'm just, with saving versus investing, liquidity is always going to be a pro for the saving side and a con for the investing side.
Okay. So liquidity is the main thing. Like, liquidity basically means, hey, I want my money. Bam, I got my money. Versus investing, it's like, hey, my money is in a place where it varies because of the stocks and bonds and the trading of that day. And hey, I want some of that money that I made. Ooh, I can't get it because my broker that I have is not liquid enough to get me that money that I want in my hand. And I got what you're saying. I got you. I understand.
So that point goes to savings account. Now let's talk about APY, annual percentage of yield. I think that's what it is. Okay. And Like you said, 2% is out of this world. If you get 2% from a savings account, I say go for it. But to get 2% from USAA or Navy Federal, these are the two big military banks, the biggest, I think. And to get 2%, you got to have $50,000. You got to have $50,000 in these accounts. So as soon as you hit $49,999.99, you get the same percentage I got with $3,700 in my savings account. You know what I'm saying? I get like $14 a year. Hooray me! So you got to keep that $50,000. Why you got to keep $50,000? Because they want you. If they say, okay, we're gonna give you, Otis, 2% at $50,000, they want you to have that capital in there so they can take it and borrow it to somebody else and make their money, and then they'll give you 2% back. So they taking your $50,000, borrowing it at 2.5, 5, 10, 28, and they give you 2% at the end of the year. But you got to maintain that $50,000 balance. So that point goes to what? Investing. So even on, if you get an index fund, something very safe on investing, like an index fund right now, S&P 500 is every stock on the S&P 500. I think I've done already 5% this year, and we're not in December yet. And it's the safest of the safe, because you investing in the whole market, if that makes sense.
Did you just have a Freudian slip there?
Nah. Well, it's CNBC talk. They say bet, but it's not gambling. But I said it again. We invested in the whole S&P 500. So, like I said, you can have that emergency fund in investments, and you can cash it out, and you can get your money within anywhere from 72 hours to 7 days, and you'll be fine. But I think, and like I said, money is currency, current river. It has to move for it to be useful.
Got it. So we've got some comments coming in, and some folks got some questions here. We got one from Mr. Ben Mack. Ben Mack asks, what are some good areas of investing to consider, especially when you have disposable income? Notice the quotes.
Yeah, he's trying to be funny. I hate disposable income, and people use, I got some money to play in the stock market with. I don't play. I don't want to give. I don't want to give a dime back to the market. But like I said, and he's coming from what Ben said, I think he probably not. I'm guessing he's probably not a real serious stock guy. I would say go with the index funds and the ETFs. Index funds are basically, you buy the whole market. So when the market goes up, your money goes up. And ETFs are exchange traded funds. So, okay, somebody said, oh, should I buy Delta? Should I buy Spirit? Should I buy Southwest? I said, buy them all. They said, what you mean? Get an ETF. It's called JETS, JETS, and you buy the whole industry of JETS. So you don't buy every stock that's airline related, Boeing, Delta, Save, which is Spirit, Southwest. You don't buy everything. And so when one have a bad day and the others have a good day, the majority, you still go up. You got multiple strings on your elevator pulling you up. So I say ETFs. Don't stay away from individual stocks if you just got disposable income. I say ETFs and index funds is a safe way to get at it without having to burn their calories on individual stocks.
Got it. All right. So we've got another question here. The comment is, break down an effective investing strategy as it relates to percentages, i.e. 60-30-10 or 50-25-25, etc.
I guess I know this guy too ham. I guess is he talking about budget, or is he talking about,
how about this? I'll let him go ahead and do a follow-up, because I know we've got other things that we want to do. So Gabriel Hamilton, go ahead and send him a message or an inbox, and he will square you away then. So I'm not going to bring this up right now, but let's go ahead. You want to jump into the next topic?
Yeah, let's jump. Let's go into it.
let's jump into depreciating assets. What is that all about? I know I kind of told folks it's kind of like if you drive a car right off the parking lot, you lose 20% of the value of that car, but you still got to pay that 20%.
Let's get more arcade than cars. Let's drill down. Let's talk about what is I wrote some notes. Diego. You know what Diego is? Diego. Diego is the company that owns Ciroc. They just bought a gin company today for like $600 million or something. Who cares? But anyway, they had a good day on the stock. So a fifth from country, I call it a fifth. I don't know what you call it. A fifth of Ciroc is $29. Let's get 4 of them. Let's say 4 of them. That's about $140. We bought 4 bottles back in March, right? Drunk them, had a good time. That same amount of money, we could have bought a share of Diego, the company that actually owns Ciroc. You see what I'm saying? So that's disposable income. As soon as you buy that liquor and crack the seal, it's done. You can't sell it again. You know what I'm saying? And soldiers, we know they do this every 1st and 15th. Every 1st and 15th they do this. You throw money, you burn money on liquor and fun stuff while you're young, and now you're trying to, by the time you get to a major or a sergeant for a class, now you're trying to mop everything up and you want to plan for the future.
But financial literacy is not something that typically we get a lot of good information on coming up. Isn't financial literacy something typically a mentor or a family member or someone who's smart will tell us about from the beginning? Isn't that like a learned sort of behavior?
It should be. And it should be. And the same people out here who sign up for these 84-month car terms are raising their children with the same information. And that's just the stigma in the culture I'm trying to bust up, because soldiers give so much to this country and so much to the military that they should be able to be financially independent once they say, I'm retired out of the United States military. If that makes sense. But you're right, it's not available. And I think my book it's not long, it's not it's not hard to read, and I just get straight to it on financial literacy. And I think it's important not just for soldiers, just for civilians. But I'm basically giving the information to myself at 24, 25 years old. The same person that's out there that's trying to figure it out. As you go through it.
Got it. So are we good on depreciating assets, or do you want to talk a little bit more on it?
Like I said, cars are the worst one. Cars are the worst one. You brought up cars. Cars are depreciable assets. You can go right now in a class I give. I like to use a G63 because that's my dream car. As an example, a 2019 G63 or 2020 is, depending on what you get, is like $199. $199 off the lot. And you just the same year model with less than, like, I want to say 15,000 miles, the price of the car dropped by $40,000. So I'm letting somebody else bite that $40,000, and it's the same car, still smell new, and you're gonna save yourself a lot of money in the end. And I'm against new cars. I bought plenty of them, and I learned the hard way. I just you don't need a new car. It's you trying to get luxury should be enjoyed in your later life, but somebody will argue with me till their face turn blue on that one,
I got you. So let's jump into the next one then. Appreciable assets. What are some examples of appreciable assets?
Okay, let's talk stocks, businesses, property. I like all 3 of those. But the difference between the 3 is this. I can go on my phone right now and liquidate everything I got in stocks. You can't do that. You can't do that with property or land. You definitely can't do that with a business. So that's the power of stocks. And with stocks, I can get it cracking with stocks at $10. You definitely can't do that with land or property. And I don't know what kind of business you start with $10. I don't know. You might. I don't know.
I understand that. Yes, stocks is a great option. It's a wonderful jump off to really start investing, and it's a quick way to get liquidable assets. But look at the past year that we just had. I mean, the
Thank you.
coronavirus came
Yes,
and kicked
yes,
everybody in the chest, and
yes.
it's like, okay, I should be investing my hard-earned money into Tesla and all these different places. I could lose my money just like that on a bad day. Why should I want to invest in these appreciable assets that are so great?
Well, like I said, it's it's no risk. It's no reward without risk. And
Yeah.
you can do that with land. You could do that with a business. And what I teach people is it's not just the bottom fall out. It's a way. It's ways to get around to. You can really dictate what you lose in the market.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't teach that, and I make it my business to teach it because in all reality, I just learned from a meme off of Instagram how to do it, and the information is out there, and you just people are not sharing it, or people ignoring it, or you just focus on the wrong thing. But the information is out there, and the playing field has been leveled when it came to the market this year.
Yeah.
And I think the market is what it is, and I think the crashes will become more frequent if you pay attention to 2000. We had one in 2000, then we had one in 2008, 2009. We had another one.
The housing market, when it fell out.
Housing crash, and now we had the corona. So you see that the space in between is getting more frequent,
Hmm.
but it always has come back, and we got almost 125 years worth of evidence showing that after every crash, it comes back, it comes roaring back. So, uh, like I said, there's no reward with no risk, and you can sit on the sideline and say, "Hey, you lost all your money, February 27th, but look at us now.
Mm.
We all time high." So I don't explain. I don't ask me to explain how it happened. It happened, but just like it's always a good time to get in. Just got to be educated.
Got you. I got you. So, sir, I really appreciate you coming and talking on these three main topics. I know you've got a slew of other topics that you can talk about, but
Yeah, I can talk all night.
as promised today, prior to the beginning of our discussion, today was going to be a short discussion because we both have prior engagements. But if anyone wants to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you to get information regarding investing, getting educated, getting the basic information, getting that work of knowledge so that they can start, acting their wage? Where can people reach out to you?
I like that. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Instagram, not a financial advisor on Instagram. Facebook, JC Oxner,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always on both of those platforms. You can reach out to me. I'm not hard to find, and I want to share the win. And it's nothing better than when I send somebody asked me about this, that, and the other, and hey man, I got a 10% return. I'm up $1,000 a day. That's the best feeling. That's the best reward for me. Just spreading the word.
Got it. Good working knowledge and willing to share.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
always a good thing. That's always a good thing. Supporting your community, supporting soldiers. I would love to possibly talk in the future about predatory lending and how to avoid these predatory places that I see off base. As somebody who's experienced it personally, when I was a
Yeah.
young enlisted soldier, what's the most vicious place that's right off base that's waiting for you?
Oh, I have no clue. I have no clue.
Those payday loans.
The
They're
payday loan.
evil.
I was about to say
They're
the rim
evil.
shop. The rim
Ooh,
shop. This is
those
sharp.
are evil too. They're evil. I'll tell you this, but
The wolves.
they are. And that's capitalism, but this is all good working information that you could
Yeah.
possibly educate a future soldier or civilian or family member. But sir, I appreciate you coming on. Hang out in the broadcast room. Let's talk a little bit,
Okay.
and I'll call it a day with you. Okay?
All right, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem. And so we had a good discussion today with Colonel Oxner. If you want to reach out to him on Instagram, on Facebook, JC Ox. He has really good information regarding investing, financial literacy, basic things. I didn't really understand these things before we spoke today. And he sent me a copy of his book, which I'm going to obviously read and learn some more. As someone who is not totally disciplined with his finances, and I will admit to that, it probably will be very helpful for me in the long run. So I hope today's discussion serves well with you. And as I always say, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of others. Bye now.